2017 was a very weird year in gaming. We saw some struggles and some drama on the industry side of things, the monetization side of the things, while at the same time we got some incredible games on almost every platform in almost every genre. And even though there was the loot box controversy and a huge public outcry like we've never seen, this is probably one of the best years, or at least in the running for one of the best years in gaming ever. So what I figured I'd do, end of the year here, is put together a list of my favorite games from the last 12 months. I want to apologize in advance that my taste and your taste aren't the same. This list is not meant to be objective. Starting at number 10 is Hand of Fate 2. Now, this is a strange mixture of a card-based, quasi-dungeon crawler that you create yourself with a strong focus on a narrated quest with some action RPG roguelike elements, and it really doesn't matter how many genre tags I throw at you, it's just very difficult to explain if you haven't played it yourself. Another YouTuber that I low-key am infatuated with, The Hive Leader, he recommended it to me, and my initial reaction was enthusiastic, you could say. I love this game. It gave me an almost old school RPG pen and paper type vibe, and it felt unique and fresh in a genre that really struggles to do that. Number 9 is Hollow Knight. I hope that this game doesn't get slept on for all of these end of the year lists that come out, because this was released way back in the beginning of the year in February, but this Metroidvania styled game to me elevated this genre that so many indie games come into, and did it without those dumb pixely indie style graphics that I cannot stand, but also had the gameplay to back it up. I think it was just a joy to play from beginning to end while having an outrageously rad art style, and I think it compares with any Metroidvania. I would actually put Hollow Knight just underneath Symphony of the Night for just the best games in this genre. I love it. If you haven't played it, play this game. Number 8 is Etrian Odyssey 5 Beyond the Myth. Now this is the point in the list where my taste of games is really going to start to show itself. I lean RPG, but I also lean franchise, and when a game releases in a franchise and is just head and shoulders above the rest of that franchise, especially one that I consider good, like EO5 is, it makes a huge impact. Now granted, I would wager that most people probably haven't played this dungeon crawler for the 3DS or the games that preceded it, but for me, huge strides were made in the series with this title, and it represents the best in the series. And not to take up another spot on the list, I feel the same way about Ys 8, YS8, another incredible niche, long-standing game that received another great addition this year. But let's move into number 7, Echo. This game came as a weird and pleasant surprise. I almost don't want to spoil anything about this game. It is this unique sci-fi, action, stealth kind of based game where the premise of what makes it unique is so simple, but the execution of that is done so rock solid that you're just incredibly impressed as you play. It's similar to like the beautiful simplicity of Superhot. Echo scores major points with me for just being great sci-fi, and it left me feeling on like just kind of on edge and uncomfortable in the best possible way, and it came out of nowhere, and I also saw it talked about almost nowhere, so when I did get to play it, I was going in with a blank slate, and it blew me away. Number 6, Total War Warhammer 2. Now, I don't really want to talk much about this game. I feel like all I want to say is that this is a game that made me care about the Total War franchise again, which I haven't for so many games, and it knocked out Endless Space 2 and Star Trek's Birth of the Federation as my go-to 4X game. Number 5 is Super Mario Odyssey. Putting this game on a Game of the Year list is kind of like a gimme. In fact, I feel I almost need to justify it not being in the top 1 or 2 spot more than it being on the list. But frankly, for me, the more, I don't want to say casual, but the games that are more like pure play, pure fun, like Mario, Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Ratchet and Clank, you know the type of game. I've never enjoyed them, at least not I want to play these games, I'd look at them and be like, oh, that's obviously a good game, but it's just not for me. They never really lasted or held my attention for more than an afternoon. But this one has had me chasing moons for weeks, and I think it was probably helped out by the fact that I love my Nintendo Switch, and any excuse to use my Nintendo Switch, I jump on, and this was just a really great excuse, not to mention a really great game. Number 4, Nier Automata. Playing through this game made me question how games can be created to be played through, which is a bit of a nonsense sentence that makes complete sense if you've played the game. Playing it, much like when I was playing through Persona 5, I had this constant nagging that this is an absolute masterpiece of a game that will be more than just someone's favorite game of the year, but their favorite game of all time, that I unfortunately cannot enjoy the same way because I personally have a hard time looking past the anime fan service and the anime aesthetics a lot of the time in these type of games. But this made it to the list because, spoilers, even though Persona 5 doesn't because of those reasons, Nier, even if you take away the, innovative, artsy, risky storytelling or just the anime stuff, the gameplay is so incredibly fluid and smooth, and just the act of playing the game is good enough to have a part on this list anyway. Number 3 is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Now, my story with this game is strange because I played this game for a bit when it came out and then I put it down just as quick. I didn't like it at all, and it wasn't until the Video Game Awards came out and everybody was raving about it that I said, okay, maybe I'll give this game another chance, and I'm so glad I did. I think when I first played this game, I had this barrier up because I had heard about the game, and when I started playing it, I kind of felt like it was pandering, and I went in looking for the game to be preachy and almost manipulative, and that's how it ended up feeling. Strangely enough, my own mentality going in shifted the way that I saw the game, but when I did go back later in a better headspace and just kind of more open to the game, I was blown away, not specifically because of the subject matter, but how they tactfully tackled it, how enthralling or, buzzword, immersive the game felt, and included some incredible sound design, something I barely pick up on a lot of the time. I strongly suggest headphones if you're going to play this game. And it became a game that I feel so confident recommending to almost anybody to play, not only just because of how concise and not padded the experience is, or the quality level based on the price, but I just feel so confident recommending this game to almost everyone, and I would be even more excited about the recommendation if they just went in blind not having heard about the game, almost the same way that I feel about Journey or Two Brothers. Just like a game that transcends what a game can or should be while still being a good game. And moving on into the number 2 and the number 1 spot, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit that I think objectively Zelda is the better game. The problem is that in practice, it didn't play out that way for me. Zelda takes the more open-world gameplay that has become incredibly popular across many different titles and makes it fun again. It infuses this real sense of wonder and exploration, not only in literally exploring the map, but also exploring what is possible to do. Whereas Horizon takes a bit of a different approach, where it just tells its story in an open world. Zelda leans on and improves on something and raises the bar for this type of game, whereas Horizon tries to minimize that part that usually defines these games, as a secondary facet of it. I don't think Horizon had the best story, but I think it excelled in storytelling, which again, I tend to lean RPG, it just scratched me right where I itched, combined with an arcadey style of my favorite genre of game, hunting monsters. What should have been a toss-up between these two games was incredibly one-sided for me for Horizon Zero Dawn. On top of that, in a more practical sense, just looking at how the year went out and what games I played and when, I played through both of these games. Zelda took me a few months to crack through. I basically didn't put down Horizon until I finished it. Then Zelda got DLC, Horizon got DLC. The Zelda DLC is sitting there untouched. I haven't had any urge to go back and replay it, whereas my Horizon DLC, the Horizon patches sometimes I go back to re-explore. I've played through Horizon almost 2.5 times. They've added some like difficulty stuff going through. I've even platinum trophied it, which is something that I never do. Mind you, it's a little bit easy in that game. But just Horizon, even being, air quote, objectively worse, is likely to be one of my favorite games of all time, and that's why it's my game of the year. So that is my list. I think I could have done a top 20 and still been able to fill it with games that could have been in the top 10 in past years. Just a great year in gaming overall. What is your top 10? I'm very interested in people's atypical games that made it into their list and why. And until next time, this is Fevir. Peace.